So imagine recording one webinar and then having that on repeat as an evergreen webinar every week, every month as a lead magnet in order for you to get more leads and sales without lifting a finger. Now, in this video, I'm going to show you how to set that up from a recorded webinar, setting it up as an evergreen webinar on the regular. So this is for anyone running course launches, product demos, evergreen webinars, or client onboarding, something that you can set up and schedule it out so you can have a hands-off automation. And all this means is you don't have to go live every time you need to onboard, just go live once and set it and forget. So this video is in partnership with Riverside, a platform that lets you host, edit, record, even schedule out your pre-recorded webinars all in a single platform. And one of the best bits about Riverside is it records locally on your device and anyone else's device that you are interviewing or co-hosting with, and then record it up to the cloud in 4K so you have the highest audio and video quality. If you want to check out the platform, all the links are in the description below. But right off the bat, you might be thinking a pre-recorded webinar, doesn't that sound a little bit fake? Well, as long as you are transparent and authentic in your delivery, you can say this is a pre-recorded webinar. And the beauty about pre-recording it, you can edit out any mistakes, you can schedule it out for multiple time zones, and you can set and forget. So I'm just going to dive on over into my Riverside studio and show you how to schedule this out. So here I am inside Riverside, and from your home screen, I'm just going to click Projects and select the project that I have previously recorded. If you want to see how I set up a live webinar, I'm going to link to that video right now because I've previously recorded a video on how to set up live webinars. But this is just an example of the exported video from a live webinar. I'm going to go into it now and then have a look at the edit. So this was a recording of a live webinar where I was sharing screen and talking through an example of a live webinar. And I used some Google Slides, and it was a presentation that I have actually done for Riverside last year. So if you wanted to know exactly how I did that, check out that last video. So once you've actually recorded your webinar, it's then time to edit it if you need to. And then in the edit here, it's just like editing a Word document. This is text-based editing. Anything you see here, you can either correct, you can either add stuff in, delete it, just so it flows smoothly. And I wouldn't over edit it too much because you want it to look and feel kind of like a webinar and not a real highly polished video. So it's got to have that webinar look and feel. But if there are any glaring mistakes, I probably would edit those out. And if there are any dead spots, I would minimize those so you can enhance that user experience. And I have done another video on how to do text-based editing with Riverside, and I'll link that up for you now. So once you're happy with the final edit and you've gone through and you've made sure that everything is good to go, you need to hit the share icon and then at least download it to a 4K. If you want to normalize audio levels, if you've been chatting with someone, either a co-host who has a different audio level, you can check that. But I would probably leave it off if it's just you. Remove background noise, you could toggle this on, but at least hide the watermark and then hit export video. Now this is going to export your video into your edits. And then the beauty about Riverside is then you can just use that as your pre-recorded webinar. So this will take a little bit of time for your video to export, but once it's ready, you should receive an email from Riverside to say that your project is ready. So you can go back into your projects and click exports, and this is ready to either download, check it out, have a look at it on your desktop. But it's very important that you export this video, but if you wish, you could keep it still in the Riverside dashboard. But I would double check that you are happy with the export because you can share your pre-recorded webinar straight from this platform. Okay, so now this is the time to actually walk and talk you through how to set up your pre-recorded webinar. You have the content, whether you've recorded it in Riverside or off Riverside, upload it to Riverside so you have it in this platform, and then click Planner. Once you click Planner, click New, and then we want to schedule out a webinar. Now, if you have watched my previous video, some of these steps are going to be similar to my last video, but some of them are going to be slightly different. So the first thing you need to do is select a webinar name, and I'm just going to put in AI search, the new way to rank top of Google without using ads. This is the webinar that I actually delivered for the Riverside community, and I'm just going to use it for this demonstration purposes. Now select a time and a day that you want to schedule this out. So say like, let's have it on week tomorrow, and then the time of your choosing, have it a time that you're happy for it to go out pre-recorded. So let's go 6 p.m. and I'll probably put it out for either half an hour or an hour, depending on the length of your pre-recording. So then you add a description. I'm just going to do that now. Okay, so I've just given it a small description. Then invite guest speakers by email. You won't need to use this section because this is going to be pre-recorded. You don't need to invite anyone. This is the hands-off element. Registration form, I would still capture emails and details of people who are registering to watch this pre-recorded webinar. More on that on the next stage. But play pre-recorded content. This is what you want to toggle on. This is what makes it pre-recorded. So now all you need to do is choose a file and then select either an upload that you've had or an edit that you've already made. So this is our pre-recorded webinar for demonstration purposes, and you're just going to upload it here. And that's it. All you're going to do from this point is create webinar. So from this stage, you have a few more options. You can either add this to a calendar, copy registration link, or you can scroll down and have custom registration forms. You can click customize. You can collect more than just email, first name, last name. You can add fields, collecting more information. You can either embed the code onto your website. You can add your branding in here. I have covered this off on the last video on how to schedule out live webinars. And once people start signing up, you're going to see more details in these notifications, and you can preview the landing page that they're going to see. And once people go through it, you can see some audience attendance rates, and you can see average time in session and duration, or you can click back to the overview. Email notifications, I probably would go in and make sure that the email notifications are going out, and I probably would select all of these. You can edit this as you see fit, but I'd probably say at least a day before, an hour before, and follow up after the event, even if they didn't actually watch the pre-recorded webinar. And you can also edit some of the design of these notifications. And that, my friend, is it. That is all you have to do to set up a pre-recorded webinar for a specific day and a specific time, delivering the content that you have already recorded. Let's just look and click on the preview to see how that looks. So once they register, this is going to tell them that they've registered to the type of event. It's on the date and the time, and then they can either just click join session if the session is actually scheduled at that day and time, or they can just open their calendar and add it into their calendar so they can return at that day of time of this pre-recorded webinar. And that is all you have to do. So those steps again, you've got to record your content, then you've got to edit it to make it look good, then you've got to schedule it out for a date and time of your choosing. And if you want it to go every week, every month, just schedule it out on multiple times and just use the same webinar as a pre-recorded session. And like I said before, try and be as transparent as possible. If it is a pre-recorded webinar, even say that in the recording of the webinar. Don't try and fake it to make it look live, because you will get caught out. And the last thing you want to do is erode away the trust of your subscribers, your audience, your potential customers, because trust is the new currency in this day and age where information is abundant. And just remember, the whole point of an online training or an online webinar, even a pre-recorded webinar, is to position something as an offer or as the next logical step for them. But top tip for you, I wouldn't go pre-recorded straight away. I would try and run some live webinars first so you can get a little bit of audience interaction. You can see what lands, what converts, and what makes sense. Then once you've done a few lives, you can then set that pre-recorded, set and forget, and set it at multiple times and dates throughout your calendar. And so if you wanted to take Riverside out for a spin, I have the link down below to get you your best deal out there. Test this process out for yourself. Do some lives, do some pre-recorded webinars, and the quality of this platform is unparalleled. You're going to get the best audio and video resolution possible just by using Riverside. So hopefully you found value in this video and you know how and when to set pre-recorded webinars up. Feel free to ask any questions in the comments section below, and I look forward to seeing you on the very next video.